We, in America, are not now in danger of any invasion of foreign armies despite the lies of warmongers and propagandists. There is, however, another invasion, not of foreign armies, but foreign ideas and principles. Our first attention must be devoted to the un-American agents of foreign influence, which are now at work within our borders. The agents of Stalin, Hitler, and Mussolini have been able to use thousands of gullible Americans to promote their interests in America, to support their foreign policy, to divide our people into hostile camps, and to obtain industrial military secrets in the United States.
The Rosenbergs were a communist couple in capitalist America, and that capitalist America hated communists.
Ethel, I don't know how much longer we can keep doing this. The Americans will surely find out soon.
Just 1 more month, Julius. I already got most of the secrets I need for the atomic bomb. We got most of it from Green Glass.
Just give me the documents. Good job, Ethel. Glory to communism. Ethel, there's a possibility that I could have been under surveillance.
Julius, go get him. Whatever you do, don't get caught.
Ah! Contrary to the standard narrative, the Second Red Scare was a time when the government's most powerful elites conspired to stamp out the efforts of some of the United States' most dynamic activists and political organizations. However, it not only suppressed their movements, but also caused the average citizen extreme stress and struggles in life. Many lost their jobs or were ostracized by their own neighbors and friends over completely false accusations. The government repression of radical organizing in the United States was never confined to the so-called McCarthy era. Consider the attacks on radical activists, where organizers challenged the status quo, racism, sexism, capitalism, militarism, and colonialism. Its defenders screamed communism. Anti-communist repression has always been about a lot more than Russian spies or a blustering senator from Wisconsin and a blacklist in Hollywood. We go now to the front steps of the Capitol building, where famed prosecutor Roy Cohn and infamous Senator Joseph McCarthy stand, discussing the plague of communism they believe to be imminent.
I came as soon as I heard, sir.
Thank you, Cohn. This communism is getting out of hand. I feel there are communists all around us.
I agree, sir. Just know that I am forever loyal to you. Anything you need me to do, I will do to the best of my ability.
We must go through people and find out who is and who is not communist. We must prosecute these commies.
Yes, sir. Who's that?
McCarthy's name has become synonymous with McCarthyism, which was characterized as a witch and a red scare against communists in America. Thousands of government employees, union members, Hollywood actors, military members, educators, and members of the Communist Party lost their jobs, were blacklisted, called to testify in congressional hearings, and sometimes convicted and jailed. McCarthyism generated great fear in the United States and sometimes led to the violation of civil liberties such as freedom of speech and thought.
Sirs. Oh. Julius said that if he wanted to get in touch with the Russians, he had a means of communicating with them in a motion picture theater.
an alcove where he would put up microfilm or messages and the Russians would pick it up. If he wanted to see them in person, he would put a message in there, and by pre-arrangement, they would meet in some lonely spot in Long Island.
Julius? Julius who?
Rosenberg. He said to me that he wanted to know what I had for him, and I said, I think I have a pretty good description of the atom bomb.
The atom bomb itself?
That's right.
We appreciate this information, Mr. Greengrass.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. McCarthy, I will see to it myself that these Rosenbergs are tried and executed for being communists.
Thank you. I know you will, Cohen. Show them who you're loyal to.
As the fear of communism continues to spread, paranoia takes over. This leads to the trial of many, including those thought to be above everyone else. Actors. Paul Robeson experiences this firsthand, being tried because of his ties to African-American political movement. Or was he?
This session is now in order. Are you a member of the Communist Party? Please answer, will you, Mr. Robeson?
What is the Communist Party? What do you mean by that? As far as I know, it is a legal party like the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. Do you mean a party of people who have sacrificed for my people and for all Americans and workers, that they can live in dignity? Do you mean that party?
Are you now a member of the Communist Party?
Would you like to come to the ballot box and see when I vote and take the ballot out and see it?
You are here because you are promoting the communist cause.
I am here because I am opposing the neo-fascist cause which I see rising in these committees. You are like the Alien and Sedition Acts, and Jefferson could be sitting right here, and Frederick Douglass could be here, and Eugene Debs could be right here where I am sitting.
Robeson's testimony led to a significant decrease in public image and contributed to his blacklist. Now we enter the scene of Ronald Reagan acting as a friendly witness for House Un-American Activities Committee, or HUAC as it's called. He acts as this ally to HUAC while there was an investigation on communism through those in Hollywood. A large concern considered the possibility of pro-communist propaganda in television and movies. Reagan at this time was the president of the Screen Actors Guild, so he was in position to know many of those across Hollywood.
As a member of the board of directors, as president of the Screen Actors Guild, and as an active member, have you at any time observed a clique or noted within the organization a group of either communists or fascists who were attempting to exert influence over the guild?
Well, sir, there has been a small group of people in the guild which has constantly opposed the policy of the guild board and officers, as evidenced by the vote on various issues. That small clique referred to has been suspected of more or less following the tactics that we associate with the Communist Party.
Would you refer to them as a disruptive influence inside the guild?
I would say at times they have attempted to be disruptive. No, sir. I have no investigative force or anything, and I do not know.
Has it ever been reported to you that any members of the guild have been communist?
Yes, sir. I've heard different discussions, and some of them tagged as communists.
Would you say that this clique has attempted to dominate the guild?
Throughout all of these trials from HUAC, McCarthy is ramping up his red scare. He claims that there is communist infiltration in multiple sectors of the government.
Today, we are engaged in a final, all-out battle between communistic atheism and Christianity. The modern champions of communism have selected this as the time. And ladies and gentlemen, the chips are down, truly down. There are communists in government services.
A little call back to the beginning. Our communist couple is being tried. Greenglass, the man who gave the secrets to Rosenbergs, was indicted too. However, ultimately, it was severed. The fate of the Rosenbergs, however, was much darker. their guilt has been confirmed by Soviet documents made available after the fall of communism. Maybe McCarthy had validity in his fear of communism? During the trial, Ethel wrote to the chair.
Be comforted, then, that we were serene and understood with the deepest kind of understanding that civilization had not yet progressed to the point where life did not have to be lost for the sake of life, and that we were comforted in the knowledge that others would carry on after us.
Although the letters demonstrated some of the truth to McCarthy's rhetoric, as the letter showed that Ethel knew that there would be other communists that would help the Soviet Union, typically he displayed the political practice of publicizing accusations of disloyalty or subversion with insufficient regard to evidence, and the use of methods of investigation and accusation regarded as unfair in order to suppress opposition. This was further proven through his downfall. The Army-McCarthy trial put on full display that McCarthy was acting without enough evidence. Many suspected communists were exactly what it sounds like, suspected. McCarthy tended to ignore that part, even with a lack of evidence for many. This lack of evidence that people were communists is shown in these trials.
Both you and your wife, I understand them, were available. The Justice Department knew you had to attend Communist Party meetings with J. Robert Oppenheimer. And one of the issues was whether or not he was a communist, and the jury found him not to be a communist, ultimately.
They found him not guilty due to a lack of sufficient identifying witnesses who had been in closed meetings with him. That is, witnesses who could testify to that effect.
And because of that lack of evidence, he was acquitted?
Yes, sir. Not only did these trials show McCarthy's lack of evidence, but it also showed his temper. The reason this was an issue for him was because this was nationally televised. Let's see what McCarthy's temper looked like.
You have done enough! Have you no sense of decency yet, sir? At long last, have you left your sense of decency?
I know this hurts you, Mr. Welch, but may I say, Mr. Chairman, on a point of personal privilege, and I would like to finish it.
Senator! I think it hurts you too.
McCarthy, clearly upset by Welch's question, attacked him by saying that he was hurting Welch. Critics questioned Senator McCarthy's sincerity as communist hunter, citing his penchant for privately embracing those who he publicly attacked. Others considered him as a classic conspiracy theorist. A lack of evidence clearly deterred him or undermined his conviction. If witnesses disagreed on the facts, someone had to be blamed. Nevertheless, McCarthy's pursuit of a spy ring caused officials of Fort Monmouth to suspend 42 civilian employees. The fact that all but 2 people were able to get their jobs back further provides the invalidity of McCarthy. His attempt at creating fear and turmoil was good. However, his lacking of evidence ultimately ended the scare of communism, restoring peace to the country. With McCarthy ended, the government reign of terror over the people of America was over. Constitutional rights were restored and fear was removed. The government's abuse of power to create paranoia was finished, for the time being. This is the Stonewall Inn, one of the next signs of government oppression. Constant police raids and unjust laws were set, such as the New York Penal Code 240.35, saying, being mastered in any manner disguised by unusual or unnatural attire, knowingly permits or aids persons so mastered or disguised in a public place, is a violation. This new government paranoia was created, led to the next scare in the country, the Lavender Scare.